Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of More Than Able. I'm Margie, and I'm here today with Talya, who works for Learnability LLC. Welcome to the show, Talya.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
I like to start off my episodes with a game of Would You Rather. You in?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay. Would you rather be a character in your favorite TV show or have the show never end?
Probably have the show never end, because once I get involved in a TV show, I'm never ready for it to end. So I would just like it to continue, probably.
Okay, side note. What's your favorite TV show?
Ooh, that is a really good question. I don't know if I have a favorite TV show at the moment. I kind of go through little seasons with things. So not one that I'm watching right now just because I am a very busy gal. But I am currently watching Lord of the Rings. And I'm on the third movie right now. No, it's not a TV show, but that's kind of the film I've been watching right now. So
nice. Well, I would rather be in my favorite TV show, and I've got a lot of favorite TV shows right now. So two of my favorite shows right now are reality shows, Love is Blind and The Voice. And I love these because I'm really into reality competition shows, and I love music, and I'm all about love and dating. Okay, second would you rather question. Would you rather do a road trip across the US or Australia?
Ooh, probably across the United States. I mean, Australia would be cool too, but I feel that there's so many beautiful places within the United States that I haven't really been able to discover yet. And the United States just has a lot of beautiful places within it too. Like I think about the West Coast and all the mountains that are there, being able to experience like the intricacies on the East Coast as well, like the big city of New York City, going south and being warm. I think that there's just a lot of versatility in the United States. So that would be pretty cool to check out. What about you?
That's so cool. So let me think here. I would choose Australia.
Ooh,
because I've never been.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was fun. Let's learn more about you. So tell me about what you do at Learnability.
Yeah. So I do a lot of really cool things at Learnability. One of my favorite parts about my role is that no day looks exactly the same. Within my role at Learnability, I do a lot of different things. So I do in-home support, direct support, and I've also dabbled a little bit in employment support as well. So when I do the in-home support, it looks like helping clients go grocery shopping, helping them go to and set appointments. I do some cooking, some meal prepping. We'll do cleaning together. I know it's like I've created chore charts too for clients who maybe need a little bit of help getting on task and things like that. Another thing that I like about the IHS is getting out into the community. Just yesterday, I went to Putt Shack with one of my clients and we went mini golfing. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, it's really fun. We'll grab lunch. We'll talk about interpersonal relationships in their life. And with that, I'll give them tools to kind of help them problem solve whatever's going on. In-home support is a really person-centered approach, and it's independent living focused. And while IHS is more focused on this independent living, the DSP is a bit more hands-on. I'll help with bathing, going to the bathroom, eating, and there is still that same idea of getting out into the community as well. As far as the employment support, I'm not currently in an ESS role, but I have done it. Essentially, it's helping with a job search for clients, creating resumes, and then on the job training to allow the clients to kind of retain information in a way that works for them. And another nuance of that is advocating for them in the workplace so that they have all of the resources that they need to be successful in their role as well.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you for asking.
So what inspired you to work in this field?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I spent a great deal of my teenage years and my young adult life in the service industry. I was waiting tables, I was working for tips, and I knew deep down that is not something that I wanted to do for forever. And I ended up receiving my bachelor's degree in business and Spanish, which is very vastly different than what I'm doing now, right? And I went down, this route that I found was not really in alignment with what I wanted to do. When I was in my marketing role, I felt like it was a means to an end. I was good at it, but it just wasn't incredibly fulfilling for me. So I went back to my roots and I was serving a little bit, and I wanted to go back to square one, if you will, and figure out what I really wanted to do with my life. So because of that, I was actually going to therapy for some time. I took a lot of time to uncover my values and who I am and what I want out of this life. And I found that no matter what I do want to help others become the best versions of themselves through empowerment and through radical compassion. So I moved to the Twin Cities because I'm currently pursuing a master's degree in clinical mental health counseling. And I moved here from Green Bay, Wisconsin, and kind of uprooted myself. Didn't really know anyone. So I actually downloaded Bumble BFF. And I randomly matched with Sequoia, who is also an employee at Learnability. And it was like this happy accident because it led me to be exactly where I needed to be. And now I'm working this incredible role that is very much in alignment with what I feel my soul's higher purpose is. And I have the opportunity to, empower others and help people be the best versions of themselves. And I think it was a little happy accident and a blessing in disguise. And, everything happens for a beautiful reason. So I kind of stumbled upon it on accident, and I'm very, very happy that I did.
Well, since you said you know a little bit of Spanish, muy bueno.
Claro que sí.
So what does a typical workday look like for you? I know you said it can differ, but if you had to describe one day.
Yeah. And I know this is not a good answer, but it does depend.
Yeah.
It does depend. So with one client, we'll start the day doing some chores. We'll grocery shop together. I like to make a point to doing a community event together and having some community engagement. We'll cook lunch together. Another client, we do a lot of doctor's appointments, and then we'll go grab lunch, and then we work through a lot of interpersonal relationship concerns together. Another client, we do their HelloFresh meals together. We'll watch documentaries, try new restaurants. That one particular client really loves culturally aware events. So we've gone to many museums together as well. It's so hard because there's so many different clients with their own beautiful uniqueness. So I really like to tailor my approach to be different for each client that I have. I wish I could give you a one size fits all answer, but it is so different. Another client, I'm working on a budget right now, and we're also helping organize their room. For one of my DSP clients, we go to church together, we go bowling. So it all really depends. My days are completely different depending on what my client needs.
That is wonderful. Can you just clarify, you have different clients?
So right now I have 5 clients. I am going to be training with someone new in the next few weeks is my understanding, but I do have a pretty consistent schedule. So each of my clients spend time with me at a certain time on a certain day of the week. Right now there's 5 different individuals that I work with, and it'll probably be going up to 6 in the next few weeks here.
That's wonderful. Thank you for your insight. Moving on to the next question. How do you help your clients be independent in their homes?
And I'm going to hit you with another, it depends.
Okay.
Because it really does depend on the client. I would say more than anything, I like to ensure that I don't do the task for them, but instead support them where they need help or where they need support. An example of this is that chore list that I had created for one of my clients.
Yeah.
There was a time where staff was just doing a lot of the cleaning for them, but we've shifted and pivoted away from that so that they can gain their own independence in doing these tasks alongside us. I created the chart like in accordance to the days that they're going to be independent or if they're going to be with staff. So if they are independent, I've ensured that there's chores that they can do by themselves. And on the days that they're with staff, I put some of those more daunting tasks like cleaning out the fridge, changing bed sheets, and organizing. That way that they can gain confidence tackling tougher tasks while still having the support that they really need.
Wow. So going off of that, I just recently made a chore chart for myself because I feel like I have so many things I need to do in order to like gain more independent skills, and I came up with the idea to do a chore chart. So I may have to have you look it over after this and kind of give me some tips if you wouldn't mind.
Well, good for you, first of all, for taking the initiative. That's great. And I would be more than happy to look it over and we can peek at it together.
Thank you. So what do you like to do for fun when you're not working?
So I will preface this by saying that I do work full-time at Learnability. I also have a part-time job where I'm waitressing right now.
Oh, wow.
And then I'm also a full-time student. So I don't have a whole lot of free time.
Gosh, busy girl.
So I do like to catch up on homework. I love what I'm learning. It doesn't really feel like this daunting task of, oh my gosh, I have to do homework in my free time. I love what I'm learning. So it's just like lots of research and understanding more about clinical mental health. And some of it can actually be applied within my role at Learnability too. So it's really cool to see the parallels of what I'm learning and how I can apply it in the workplace as well. Other than that, like fun stuff that I like to do. I like to go to the gym, take care of myself, exercise. I love to cook a good meal. I like to journal. I like to read. And gosh, I spend time with friends, family, my partner. So yeah.
Awesome. What do you love most about your job?
I would say that I love my clients the most. That's probably my favorite part. I genuinely want nothing more than to empower, support, and advocate for each individual that I serve. And more than anything, it's just a blessing to learn from them as they learn from me. Helping them never really feels like work. It's more like spending time with these beautiful souls and assisting them with little tasks, making their day easier while we enjoy one another's company. And I love that working at Learnability doesn't really feel like work because the individuals I support bring me so much joy, authenticity, and perspective into my life. Every day is filled with meaningful connections, small victories, and moments that make it feel like it's not really a job and more like a privilege.
Beautifully said. My last question for you is, what advice would you give someone who's looking to get into this line of work?
Okay, I like that question. I would say that there's a few different things. The first would be to make sure that you really have the heart for it because the job requires lots of patience, empathy, and advocacy. And if you don't truly care about the people you're supporting, it is going to feel just like another job. But if you do have the care for the people that you're supporting, it can be one of the most fulfilling things that you do. I would also say building relationships and not just routines. It's really easy to focus on tasks, but I feel as if the real impact comes from the connection that I have with each and every one of my clients. It's important to take time to get to know each individual, their likes, their dislikes, and what makes them feel seen and valued. I would also say respecting their own independence. It's really important to empower them to do as much as they can on their own, kind of like I had mentioned earlier, instead of just doing things for them, ensuring that they feel supported instead of, oh, I'm going to do this task for you. It's how can I support you so that you can do so independently? And then the final The final little word of advice that I would give would be self-care. I think that it's really important to take care of yourself too. It can be a really emotionally demanding position. So it's important to set boundaries, practice your own self-care, and not be afraid or feel ashamed if you need to reach out for support from a supervisor or just needing advice from supervision if you need it at any time. And I always like to say, you can't pour from an empty cup. So if you're not doing well, it's going to be really difficult for you to pour into others. So I would say building a routine that's rooted in self-care is really important.
Wow. Amazing. Thank you. That's all the time we have for today. Talya, thank you again for joining me. Tune in next time to see who I'm talking to. And just remember, you are more than able.